Welcome.
Thank you. Senator Rector, Representative Dow, distinguished members of the Labor and Business Committee. My name is Chace Joe Jackson, and I'm from Malagash. I'm here today to testify in opposition to the bill. It's just interesting to me that, you know, when Adam Smith wrote The Wealth of Nations, which has been kind of regarded now as the seminal work on laissez-faire liberal economic policy, he spoke of how government intervention would interfere with the free market. And here we have an issue where a government policy is not allowing business and the workforce to develop as it should. Now, when I see that there's 34 bonded workers on that map, what that says to me is that the policies that this legislation would repeal have been effective, and they've done a good job in the past few years of making it more accessible for American loggers, Maine loggers, to get into this industry. And if the fact of the matter is, and I don't buy into the argument that the Maine workers aren't there to cut the wood, because as Mr. Beardsley and others have testified already, Maine loggers aren't at capacity. But if that, even if the workers weren't there, well, the free market would tell us, you know, if you know, Milton Friedman, for instance, I read a couple of his books, and he would say that you give it time, and what happens is the demand is created for workers to go there, and businesses spring up, and that's economic development. That's how you drive the economy. And frankly, if we don't accept that, I'm not sure how rural Maine is ever again going to have any businesses and thrive and be a place where workers can have a living. So I would also just say that I spoke with a friend of mine the other day. He's my age, he's 19, and he's been running a skidder for the last year. And he was just laid off. The crew he works in, 13 of them laid off because the landowner that the contractor cuts for feels that after this legislation is passed, there will be more opportunity to have bonded workers come in, and so he's looking to downsize the amount of work that American contractor does. So he started to lay off some people, and as much as it bothered me that that was happening to my friend, my younger brother, who's here today, is going to be looking for a job next year when he gets out of high school, and he'll be most likely trying to operate a piece of logging equipment. And I'm here today because I think that that opportunity should be very accessible for him. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Are there questions? Representative Whittle. Chace, you want to stay at the mic? And Representative Whittle has a question for you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, sir.
I'm impressed with your knowledge of laissez-faire approach.
Thank you.
Here's the question. Are you aware that the other side of that equation happens to be Austrian economics and marries the gold standard? So here's the question. Will you be willing to take a look at that at some point?
I most certainly will. I've read a little Robert Dahl, I've read a little Milton Friedman. I think it's all important to look at, and I will look up.
Check it out.
I will check that out. Thank you.
You're a good man.
Likewise, sir. Thank you.
Are there other questions of the committee?
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the
I didn't say that. It goes without saying, I think. Are there others to speak in opposition?